Hey everyone, it's Brad. Thanks for coming to the MIAC on Quizizz. Quizizz is free, and I hope you like it as much as I do. So, what you can see here is I'd recommend signing up and then going through signing up with Google. So you're going to notice all your options over here on the left-hand side. You can also find a quiz here, here, or here. You can create a quiz here or here, and I'll show you a few things. So, if we're going to search for a quiz, let's just say we want to do one on the moon. So if we search for the moon, give it a little bit of time to load, you're going to notice all these things come up. And I'm just going to select out of here. You're going to notice this one here comes up first. You can see how many times it was played. And then over here on the right-hand side are going to be questions. You could have a brief, take a look at and see what you think. If you think that's a little bit too much, you're like, well, you know what? I want to check out this one. That looks a little more like it. So what you can do is you can like something, and then you can also save it if you'd like to. I want to show you what that means, or what I mean by that. So if I go into my quizzes, see, these are ones that I've gone through, and I'm going through most recent. You can see alphabetical and so on and so forth. But then over here you can see liked quizzes. So you can go through and like a bunch of them. And you're like, you know what? Here it is. Let's take a look at this one. So if I take a look at it and I scroll through, I can also go ahead and show answers. Definitely something you want to check out. So you can go ahead, preview those, make sure that's what you want. And if it is, what you can do, you could certainly save this. And then you could save this into a collection. So if I want to create a new collection, let's go ahead and just call it, science for right now. Let's spell it right. Okay, so we're going to create a collection called Science, and it was added. So that's just for me, just to keep things kind of organized. But now what I'd like to do is I'd like to do a multiplayer game. So I want to play this live. So what I can do is go ahead in and hit play live. However, one thing to point out, if you want, you can go ahead in and you can edit something. So if you know there's some things you want to remove, just go in, edit. Maybe you don't want them to have 20 seconds. You can go in and edit, change that if you'd like to. Also show you a few things here. So if we say play live, you can pick your mode here. So you can see, you can have a team, and it gives you a little bit of what that's about. The classic, they compete individually, or test. And it requires them to log in. All right. So if we just do a classic, down here are some advanced settings. This is important to always scroll down here. So in here, how many attempts do you want them to have? It's up to you. Name factor. This is important, especially if you're going to be, well, let's just put it this way. If you do a name factory, the Quizizz generates a name for them. So it would be like, Fluffy Panda or something like that. If you don't do this, what'll happen is they can type their own name in, which 99% of the time would be fine, but you have that 1%. So it's up to you. Show answers in game, yes or no. Post game, yes or no. Go through, check out power-ups. Do you want them to have that? You can learn more by selecting in here. Do you want a timer to see a countdown timer for each question? Do you want to see a leaderboard? That's totally up to you and how you want to run things. Redemption question, kind of nice. They can get the same question again. Do you want funny pictures after each question? Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's annoying. It's kind of up to you. Shuffling questions is important though. And sometimes showing a leaderboard's good, sometimes it isn't. It's up to you. If you hit continue, what's going to happen now is your quiz is ready to go. So it's just joinmyquizizz.com. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use an extension called Tab Resize, just so I can show you two things at once. So this is joinmyquizizz, joinmyquizizz.com. All right. And we're going to type in the game code. So here it is. 7. Of course, you could always just copy it here too. You can see how it's copied. So let's just do that. Okay, we'll hit join. And you can see right in here, I can go ahead through and see my different names. I think there's only like 4 times I can go through and do this. So when I'm ready, You could have things read aloud, so students could have things read aloud, which is really nice. They could take off the music and take out the sound effects. We're going to start the game. So you can see the name comes up over here, and I know that there are some players ready to go. So when you have all the players that are ready, you just hit start. And when you hit start, it goes through. Okay, so you're going to hear the music coming up. Okay, so if you're going through, you're like, hey, what is this? Okay, you can see the correct answer. And you get some streaks. You get a certain amount of money for each question, or a certain amount of things going through. All right, so you're like, oh, that's not correct. All right, but you can see I didn't lose points there. All right, so you can go ahead through if you want. Oh, because I had the music on over here. There we go. So you can go ahead through, answer these. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to end the game. And when I end the game from a teacher point of view, it just says, it shows you exactly what has happened. You know, they're in first place, which is nice, but there's only one person. So at the end of all the results, and I'll show you guys this in a little bit more detail, what it does. Okay. Let that do that. And then as a whole group, it's really nice because what you can do is you could share a practice link to practice this again. You could go ahead through and show the toughest question, the longest question, interesting facts. Now, there wasn't much going on here. And the reason why it isn't going 1, 2, 3, 4 is because I shuffled them. So that's why it didn't go 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see it by questions, though. So now I can go through, and as a whole group, I can go through and review this as a class. So I could just, or as a teacher, I could just focus in and be like, look, average time taken was 3 seconds on this. That's ridiculous. Or, you know, hey, this one, 99% got it right. I'm not going to worry about reviewing that. So it gives you a nice, quick, and easy way to see what you need to review and what you don't need to review. Something else to show you. I'm going to go into some old reports here. So if I go into a report, and all these are here. So let's go into, let's see if I can have one with a couple players. Let's go back to, okay, let's go to this. All right, so what we have here is all this information here. You have the players, you have questions, and you can see, what's come up here. So what they chose, the percent. Again, this was just a sample one from before. You can see an overview, so it lets you know. See some standards if you want, so on and so forth. But you also view the quiz right away. I want to show you something kind of neat, though. If I go into this right here, I can see this information. I can print this out. I can see when they took it. I can see on what type of device they took it. But something really cool is you can email all parents in the class right away, or email parent. So if I do this, I can go ahead in, type an email, send it on, and they will receive this report right here. Shows you how long they were on each question, what they had. So something to have, something to show families, if you'd like to. Of course, you don't have to. You can always go in. And something really kind of nice is, let's go into a quiz that I want to share. So let's do this moon one again. But if I want to assign this as homework, you can see right down in here, if I go, I can select into a specific classroom. Now again, we're in my personal email right now, or my personal Gmail. So you can just go ahead in, select it, hit next, and it goes right into the Google Classroom that you have selected. So that is a really nice feature to have. Go ahead through, check out some more of these things if you want to. You can see when they should have this all completed. If you'd like, you can have that set up. Over here, again, there are your collections, which you can see where they, what I've created in the past just for fun and a personal one. your old quizzes. You can find quizzes. So if you have one, let's just say on, you want to find a fun one on, let's just say Disney. You can just search for Disney and find some fun ones, whatever it may be. Of course, you can always filter by grades, by subject, and so on. So, hope you find this helpful. Of course, if you do have any questions, please let me know. More than happy to help. I really enjoy quizzes and find it really beneficial, and I hope you do too. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.